I built my window cleaner, a brand new website using Claude Code. And less than 3 days later, he sent me this WhatsApp message. What have you done to my site? The phone won't stop ringing. Thanks again, Kobe. And you can hear the rest of the conversation. I'm kind of confused. Is that right? Because only a few days earlier, this is Tuesday, I told him the site was live on the Monday, the day before, but I'd actually put it live a bit over the weekend. So over the weekend and a couple of days later, he comes back with this message saying, what have you done to my site? And yeah, like you see, I'm a bit confused. It's never happened this quick before, but I think that's the power of what we can do with AI search now and Claude Code. And I'm still using WordPress as the spine for websites because people knock on WordPress a lot, but that's when you bloat it out. The websites I'm making now are really stripped back and go to the core and use WordPress as a fantastic framework for building awesome sites. This is Dave's old site. There's a lot going on here, 36 years in service. It just doesn't look that great. So half the time images don't appear. This is very hard to read, and you can imagine what it looked like on mobile. So because I've been learning a lot about AI search and how to make your website visible for ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, etc., I said to Dave, look, I'm going to make you a new website. I want to learn. I want to use it to just learn and test things. And he said, yeah, great, let's do it. Let's see what it looks like when I search on ChatGPT for a window cleaner. Dave Wood comes up number 1 on ChatGPT. Let's do a search for window cleaner, South Manchester in Google. Dave Wood comes up there second in the AI mode, and they're right there, top of the right. Let's have a look and see what Perplexity does. Yeah, there's Dave's site, second in Perplexity. And so to the big reveal, this is what Dave's site looks like now. And one of my favorite things is when you come into sites, they've got this little interactive thing, which encourages people to clean the windows on the site. So this is all, as I say, it's been built on WordPress. I use Claude Code to help with a lot of the back end of it. So Claude has meant that I was able to strip out a lot of the plugins, which I normally would do. It made it easier to write a lot of the content which is relevant to the site. So as well as WordPress and Claude Code, which you know about, I also use this other site, this tool called Searchable. So Searchable is a tool, so it's like the equivalent of Ahrefs or Moz.com, but for AI search. And since I've started using Searchable, I've actually got rid of Moz and Ahrefs. They all are less relevant now because what Searchable does is optimizes your content and your site and tells you about the technical issues to resolve from an AI search perspective. And then what's good for AI search is amazing for standard organic search. So I've got rid of SEMrush, etc. now and just use this. So I'm just going to log in here. Main things I did with Searchable as I performed a technical SEO perspective review of the site, and I fixed every single thing that was on there. And when I say I fixed every single thing, I went through it step by step using Claude to say, hey, what's wrong with the site? How can I repair it? And we went back and forth on that. I also then generated this llms.txt. So llms.txt, the code that, so for ChatGPT, Google overviews, Perplexity, etc. A lot of people in traditional search say it's a waste of time, but for me, adding llms.txt is really straightforward. I don't think you miss out on anything, and I think you've got a lot to gain. So if I go to Dave's website now, type /llms.txt, it pulls out a lot of this code here, which just helps the search engines know, the LLMs, the search engines and the LLMs, such as ChatGPT, know a lot more about the site. So it knows the phone number, gets all the phone number from here, key features, all making things really machine readable, frequently asked questions, a bit about the site structure. So this is all great. The last thing I did with Searchable was to make the schema. So the schema is the code behind the website on each page. In traditional search, you're recommended to write schema for each article, each post you put on the website, but it's often very difficult to do so. It's not difficult, it's just one of those things that is a bit tedious, so people skip over and gloss over it quite quickly, quite easily. For every single page on his site, there's schema behind it. So it's telling about, it's got a local search schema, local business schema, and home care and construction schema behind it. So the search engines, both traditional Google search, Bing, and the modern search engines, know exactly what's behind the site. I then used Searchable as well to give me the backbone of what to write for each page from a local search perspective. So each page now has each local page and service page. It's got window cleaning and gutter cleaning. It goes into the areas he visits. So window cleaning in Altrincham is one of his areas. So if you live in Altrincham and you want a window cleaner, give Dave a shout. All of these images have the metadata behind it, good description of the area, pulled in dynamic maps for each page. explain how it works. And also, one of my favorite things I pulled in and I did research about, I'm from South Manchester, so I know these areas quite well, is Dave knows about these areas. So he knows about how window cleaning in Altrincham is going to be different to window cleaning in different parts of South Manchester because the houses are different, the roads are different. Some parts of South Manchester are quite close to the Peak District, so they get a bit more rain. So here we're talking about the difference in the houses across Altrincham and showing how the construction of them makes it different for cleaning different windows and different houses. So all these kind of things really add to the fact that, Dave knows what he's talking about, and that's real value. Let's do a quick Google speed check. So looking at Google's PageSpeed insights, 93 out of 100. So yeah, maybe there's a couple of things I can work on here, but this is great. Key takeaways are Dave's still super happy with the site. I'm still super surprised and stoked for him that the turnaround was so quick. So 3 days, less than a week, night and day. It's almost like flicking a switch. That's bad website, new modern website. New website has llms.txt. It's built on a lightweight framework. It's thinking about AI search first. It's shown me the power of what we can do now. A lot of website gurus, a lot of videos you'll see on YouTube talk about, hey, how to make a fantastic looking site. But this is proof positive that if you make a really good, well-structured site, that it will resonate and it will bring you business. So the key takeaways for Dave's site are, one, first of all, make sure you have a clear page for every area that you cover if you're a local business. So here I have a page for every area, window cleaning Altrincham, but also for each service, there's gutter cleaning Altrincham as well. Second takeaway is make sure you use your own photos and make sure there are good, clear photos and good quality ones. Make sure you optimize them so they don't take ages to load, but make sure they're personable and useful. Number 3, check your structured data. That's the schema. That's the code that sits behind just the text on the website. It's a bit of a pain to do. It was a lot of a pain to do even 2 years ago. But now if you working with ChatGPT or Claude, then it's quite easy to say, here's the content for my website. Can you make structured data? Can you make schema markup for my website? It'll create that for you and be able to pop it in and build out each page with it. Number 4, do consider putting the llms.txt in your site. If you're going to spend the time and put robots.txt on there, put the LLMs in there as well. There's no detriment to doing so. Ignore all the naysayers who are saying that Claude and Perplexity and ChatGPT don't use them, but there's no negative impact to doing so. So why not have it in there? It doesn't slow your site down in any way, shape or form. And yeah, use a tool like Searchable, where you can track your AI growth and visibility and also get lots of tips and hints about how to improve your site from the ground up. That's what I'm going to be doing for every single website I make going forward. It's straightforward. And now with Claude, I use Claude Code to do these things. But now with things like Claude and ChatGPT, there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing these things. The barrier to entry to make sure your website works well is quick, can be found by different search engines, can be found by traditional search engines, is way, way lower. So why aren't you doing it? Plus then, if you do have a moment, do think of a fun little thing that you can put on your website like this to engage people. If you do want to use Searchable, there's a link for it in the description below. And that just helps us make more of these videos like this as well. If you have any comments, leave them below. Please, as I say, like, subscribe, share this with your friends. If you know someone who's looking to make a website for their business, a local business, wherever they are in the world, show this video to them. Help them get some tips, help them get some advice, ideas, I should say, to build out the website and help to build out the business in the same way that this website has done for Dave. If there's any websites you think I should have a glow up on or do a pimp my site, send me a message. All my details are below. I've got a Substack. I have a LinkedIn, which I'm quite active on as well.